Clicks Gone Wild reviews, how-tos, and recaps. Hello everyone, Gilly here. It is Tuesday, August the 19th, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and the support replay is still cooking in the oven. Chris was in the zone today, and I think it's just under about 2-hour support training session today with a ton of good notes, so definitely check it out. Right now, the theme for the day and Chris's post is don't be the same, be the best. I'll touch more on that a little bit later. But in the meantime, with a packed 2-hour session, let me get you caught up. Here is what you missed, okay? Now, Chris opened the session fired up basically because the autoresponder is taking much longer than what they had anticipated and really feel is a practical manner to be able to get all these updates rolled out for the entire Clicks Gone Wild community. They have gone so far as to ask them, what work do you guys need done? We have an entire team here at Clicks Gone Wild. How can we help? What can we do to help move some of these things forward? Just let us know, right? And so they kind of got to that point where now the Clicks Gone Wild team is looking at plan B, plan C, plan D, multiple options to make sure that the group is still on track and that you have all the tools and systems that you need to be able to hit the type of goals that you're looking for. Now, with that being said, we did have a packed session here today, so I'm just going to fire through some of the questions that popped up. Check the notes, but like with any recap video, do reference the replay because the questions, how they were answered and what and basically how they were responded to does go into much more detail. Do not rely just on the summary because you may miss a critical step or reminder when it comes to any of the questions or issues that were addressed. Okay, so let's get started. Right, Chris reminded everybody to keep hammering and send the opener campaigns that you guys do have in your accounts. All right, Liz Hall asked, can we downgrade or keep the account with openers inside of the autoresponder account? So some folks, like I've addressed before, have 100K accounts when really they might have bitten off more than they can chew, and instead of focusing on scaling up, they need to focus on the basic fundamentals or just to make some economic adjustments up until the autoresponder can get on the same page of where we need them to be when it comes to the email deliverability. Okay, now with regards to offers, Matt is checking those offers on a daily and on a regular basis, so definitely check them out. If you still have not gotten approved, first of all, make sure that you've actually applied for the offer. That way he can approve it on his end and inside the system. Okay, now when it comes to the emails and the leads that are being uploaded into the system, keep in mind that these are leads. They're basically normal people. Check the video for what that means. That way you understand the psychology and the average or typical situation that are in, so you can put yourself in that particular mindset. Apply Matt's training from last Friday and write better copy, or at least emails that make sense and they flow nicely. Okay, now instead of going or beating around the bush, simply go right into what you say. Ask yourself, is your email consistent with the offer that you're sending? Chris actually breaks down and goes into 2 autoresponder accounts today from Clicks Gone Wild members and actually tackles the domain address, the subject line, the email body, the type of link they're using, and even goes into the tiny details as to how to format and lay it out on the particular screen. All right, now it is still this still stands even with the current conditions that we're under mailing with the autoresponder company. The same how-to steps and checklist that was applied from day one when the Clicks Gone Wild course was launched, all of that still holds true and applies. Buy a new domain name, make sure it's the right one, or reuse the domain name if you're past 32 days. That way it's aged and now you can start reusing them. Do not use the swear words. Test your subject lines. Don't go yelling at the person you're sending the email to, okay? And check the body, check the link. And last but not the least, the only thing that did change is now you will actually track and use the autoresponder's tracking system. Check the box at the end so that you can track your clicks and where they're coming from. Okay, now does your email say help me, or does it say I'm here to help you and can you get helped out? Chris shows the before and after in email copy so that you can see the difference between the two, and make sure you're focusing again on the end user, not just trying to talk about yourself or trying to puff off and position yourself as a guru when that might not necessarily be the approach that you should take with the type of leads in your account or the offer that you're sending to. All right. Now, again, these emails should be written for the masses. Check the replay for a detailed response. All right. Chris also addresses some common spam words that folks may have missed out on, or maybe you missed the download in the Facebook group. But common spam words that did pop up in those accounts, those were also isolated and noted in the notes section. All right. Mail only to your openers. Do not mail to non-openers. All right. Only to openers. That was addressed with Jeremy on the last support session. Chris reiterated and emphasized the same thing today. Only to your openers. Okay. Chris also walks through an account. In that same account, he also applies the Twitter trick on another example. And yes, it inbox live on the session. Okay. Eric Walters did ask a question, which also turned into a nice little dialogue and exchange with everybody that showed up live. Basically saying, I'm having trouble inboxing with ESM. Even with basic subject lines, basic email bodies, fresh TLD addresses, fresh domains included in the body, okay, he's still having trouble inboxing. Chris takes the account in ESM, tests out a couple emails, and yes, they were successful and able to inbox. So check out today's support for those of you that are having trouble with inboxing, and you really need to wrap your heads around the concept of letting the queue clear. All right, some folks have exceeded the speed limit, whether intentionally or unintentionally. That's not what we're trying to get to the bottom of here. The point is, if you're having trouble inboxing, there's a likelihood that you've filled up your queue and you now have to let the accounts cool off, okay, or allow whatever mail that you've sent out to be delivered. All right, check the video so that you can troubleshoot the account just the way Chris did, because again, here is a user that has followed the entire checklist that was recommended, but they were still having some trouble. And so maybe there was something missed out, or we need to look at it from a different perspective. Chris shows you how he troubleshoots that account and actually inbox live on the session, and you can check that out in the replay as well. Okay, let's see. Virginia posed a really good question as well. So if we just email to openers, does that mean we're giving up the rest of our list? And for example, non-openers. Because if we get rid or if we stop mailing to the non-openers list or the fresh list, how will we build an openers list? Again, Chris addressed that in detail. Only mail to openers with the type of accounts that we do have and the leads that are coming in. There's a method to the madness, and again, a temporary adjustment that we're making while some of these curveballs are being thrown at us or the updates are being made. Okay. Chris also addressed on some of the new features coming out with 2.0, and there will be dedicated training sessions to ESM, dedicated training sessions to CMAX, as well as to spinning content or email copy. So that has been confirmed on session. There's a reminder to everybody that Joey Kissimmee will be on Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. on Thursday. So if you can't make it live, send in all your requests, clarifications, questions, so that Joey can prepare and take those into account when he goes live this coming Thursday with Clicks Gone Wild. All right. Let's see. Burhan did ask a question about whether or not we can have the tech team install it into other accounts. And so we're double checking when it comes to that, right? Right now, majority of the Clicks Gone Wild team is focused and helping out on any of the updates that are being made, and some of the bigger rocks that need to be taken care of. With regards to ESM, there are some training and little tidbits that you guys need to have in place. It's not just an account that you can be mailing out of. You need to have an unsubscribe in there somehow. And so for intermediate and advanced users, you guys should be spam compliant, or at least well versed enough to be able to make sure you're spam compliant. If you're a beginning user, chances are you're still getting familiar on some of the those other tips and strategies. So maximize the account that you're currently working with. Focus on the fundamentals as opposed to scaling up and creating other accounts. Again, you want to make sure that the system is set up correctly, you are fully compliant, and your campaigns are put together for are set up for success, right? It's like the accounts with the autoresponder company. If you're supposed to be using 10K, but you got excited and got 100K, that will work against you, and that's not a smart and practical way to go about this particular business model and making it work. All right. Let's see. Last but not the least, there were some cyber slaps on the session. All right, but just a friendly reminder, allow me to be the first to tell you, and if other folks that did reach out to you live on the session, if you can survive the cyber slap and take it as an excellent learning session, you will come out much stronger. You will learn a couple things. And at the very least, guys, don't take it personally. These accounts, we definitely value the folks that have the courage to submit their accounts for review, because it provides a ton of aha moments. All right, just a reminder, if you are looking for your account to be reviewed, make sure you're following the checklist and the basic fundamentals and steps. All right, because maybe you're missing out on a couple things, and it's not just about the fundamentals. There's some other lessons and insights that you're learning on there, but we'll never be able to get to those other lessons, aha moments, if everybody's just focused on and telling you, hey, your subject line sucks. You know what I mean? Or you should have checked the training. That subject line, every single word is a spam keyword, right? And so we want to be able to highlight these accounts and be able to share other insights, other tools, just like the way Chris was able to do on a couple of the accounts today, including that ESM account. All right? So make sure you go through some of the basics, submit your accounts for review, and we'll see you on the next live session. If you haven't seen some of the new YouTube videos where folks are participating in the Ice Bucket Challenge, definitely check those out, right? Chris is actually going to be matching the donation to anybody that participates in that challenge. There's no 24-hour cap on it. It is for a good cause. So check out the videos. They are absolutely hilarious. Do hit the like button. If you mouse over the video, the title's going to pop up. Hit the like button. Remember to subscribe to the channel so you can stay on top of these updates. Leave a comment, feedback, and clarifications. And if you haven't already registered on cgwhelpdesk.com and cgwupdates.com, definitely check out those two links as well. They will come exceptionally handy whether you're just getting started out or you're an advanced user that we're setting up servers and scaling in the long run. If you're going to Rhode Island in September, please send me a text message. We're looking to put together a Skype group and make sure everybody in September is prepared. They have all the things much sooner than later. All right? Have a great day, everyone. And before I do take off, one more thing. With Chris's message, don't be the same, be the best. And sometimes, in order for you to be the best, you really need to go the extra mile and do what others aren't. And on today's support session, this was a great example of what it means to be the best and doing what others aren't willing to do, simply because Chris dug into those accounts, and folks that thought they followed everything correctly, that missed out one or two, they were troubleshoot live, they were able to inbox. What other course, program, training, something, whatever it is, right, have you guys been a part of where the leadership is on the front lines, right? Clicks Gone Wild is a very unique program. Granted, there are some challenges. That's not what this course is ultimately about. These are growing pains which are being addressed and handled. And at the end of the day, there's a ton of material for you to focus on and action items for you to take, right? So think about what that means for you. Don't be the same, be the best. How can you apply that in your particular business today that most people wouldn't, that will allow you to hit that particular goal that you have in mind? Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you on the next live one. Bye-bye.